Low intelligence usually brings to mind someone struggling with a basic test or making obvious factual errors. But the most severe cognitive limitations often appear entirely normal from the outside. These patterns frequently masquerade as confidence. They feel like certainty. Someone trapped by these habits can be entirely convinced they are the smartest person in the room. Intelligence depends on how you apply, question, and adapt to information. Storing a high volume of facts in your brain serves little purpose if you lack the ability to use them effectively. Psychology provides a framework for identifying these internal blind spots. We can use these 11 markers as a mirror, not to judge others, but to audit our own ways of thinking. Intellectual rigidity often reveals itself when someone finds it impossible to say the words, "I was wrong." Rather than admit an error in judgment, they will shift the goalposts, alter the story, or blame the circumstances to protect their original position. Look at this diagram of logic. Growth requires opening the loop to accept new data. Psychologists call this intellectual humility. As the scale shifts, we see externalizing blame. The person attributes every failure to a harsh boss, and the indicator slides entirely away from their own actions. While luck and systems do affect our lives, refusing to evaluate your own contribution creates a trap. When you decide that every negative outcome belongs to someone else, you also surrender the power to change the result. Prioritizing ego protection over recognizing a fault guarantees that personal development will stop. You gain zero information from a failure if you refuse to admit you were part of the equation. The mind also protects its beliefs through confirmation bias. It naturally notices and accepts information that supports what you already think, while instantly questioning or ignoring contradictory facts. Without active effort, you only see the evidence you want to see. This manifests in how we hold conversations. Some people enter a discussion solely to look smart, preparing their next impressive sentence while the other person is still talking. Genuine curiosity requires listening and asking follow-up questions to uncover what you don't know. Further limitations appear when the brain relies on fast, premature conclusions. Someone ignores a text and you instantly decide they are angry. This reliance on incomplete emotional data forces you to defend a false narrative instead of investigating reality. This leads to a strange psychological paradox. The less someone knows about a subject, the more certain they often feel. This chart graphs the Dunning-Kruger effect. Notice the sharp peak on the left. That's where low knowledge creates high certainty. True expertise moves you down that curve. Deep study reveals nuances and competing explanations, which breeds caution instead of blind confidence. Using knowledge as a weapon to defend the ego keeps you trapped at that initial peak. Moving forward requires treating information as a tool to investigate the truth, even when it's complicated. Social pressure often conditions adults to hide their ignorance. Many stay quiet and nod along to avoid looking foolish, which ensures that the knowledge gap remains forever. Questions are the only tools available for building understanding. Without reflection, experience becomes nothing more than repetition. This is how people end up in the same toxic relationship patterns or make the same financial mistakes over and over. They experience the event without extracting the lesson. This graphic illustrates how we break that cycle. The repeating circle is raw experience. The diverging path is metacognition, the specific ability to think about your own thinking. It allows you to step back and ask why you made a specific assumption. When an idea feels threatening, some people shift from challenging the logic to launching personal, ad hominem attacks. They try to make the speaker look unworthy of being heard, so they don't have to engage with the actual argument. A similar shortcut happens when we treat a 30-second first impression as a final verdict. Treating a snap judgment as the absolute truth ignores the complexity of other people and filters all future data through a narrow, biased lens. Failing to interrogate these internal reactions locks you into a cycle where the future merely replays the past. Accuracy in thinking requires the ability to update your judgments as new information arrives. Underneath all of these habits lies a deep-seated fear. For many, changing an opinion feels identical to a public defeat. They hold on to outdated beliefs because they worry that admitting they were wrong makes them look weak. The act of changing your mind represents a cognitive update. It serves as proof that your internal machinery is actually functioning correctly. allowing your model of the world to become more accurate. Intellectual strength is found in the ability to refine your position based on evidence, reasoning, and experience. The goal is to reach the truth, not to maintain a perfect record of being right. Everyone experiences confirmation bias or makes premature judgments occasionally. These are normal human flaws. The real danger lies in failing to recognize these behaviors when they become repeated patterns. True intelligence involves the humility to continue searching for the truth when your first answer is proven incorrect. It is a process of constant refinement. The next time you feel defensive, pause. The next time you make a mistake, study it. Growth requires accepting the temporary discomfort of admitting when a perspective has changed. A mind that remains open is built to grow. The real work is in mastering the art of getting better at being wrong.